We're looking at 0.76 acres in North Carolina that is under 16K. And this is a property with no HOA and zoning that allows for a wide range of uses. So it's a very flexible lot. Now let's look at where we're located. This is in northeastern North Carolina, not too far from the border with Virginia, I should say. And we're in Northampton County, which is a relatively rural county. If you look at the surrounding area, it's characterized by trees, fields, sort of your classic countryside feel. But there is a number of small towns and development in the area. For example, Woodland is just over here. Here's the property. So you're not too far away from basic amenities either. So this kind of lot really works for someone who's looking for a property to get away from big city crowds, go out in the countryside where you have more privacy, a little more space, and more affordable prices. But of course, this property is not going to be for you if you're looking to be right in the middle of a city with all the amenities and job opportunities of a major metropolitan area. Best for remote workers, someone who's retired, someone who's looking for maybe a vacation home, someone who doesn't need to be near a major job center. Also, because this property is very affordable, it could also be just a great investment for someone who's looking to build their portfolio. All right, so this lot is off of Burgwin Street. You can see there are a number of homes here. So again, you aren't in the middle of nowhere. You kind of get the best of both worlds here. And you do have some, if you really wanted privacy, you have some space back here if you wanted to build and not be right off the road. Let's take a look at the property again. Okay, so again, you have this green space back here where if you wanted a little more privacy, potentially you could build a home. You can see the surrounding area as well, very green. As I was mentioning, you have lots of trees, you have the rolling fields, sort of classic countryside feel. But there are a number of homes on this particular roundabout, so there are people nearby. You're not completely isolated. And we can see more photos here. There are power poles on Burgwin Street too, you can see here. So power would be available for connection. The road is an improved road. And quickly, if we're talking about basic amenities, because I know it's often important to be near groceries, healthcare, all of that, let's take a look at what's in nearby Woodland. So Woodland's about 5 minutes away, closest small town. It is a small town, but you have Dollar General and cafe, a few little restaurants and stores. So you have the basic amenities covered, and we can look at health clinic, where the nearest health clinic is. So there's a primary care in Woodland as well. Up in Roanoke over here, there's a health center. So a few sort of primary care options in the nearby vicinity. And over here, we have the Northampton County Health Department. Closest hospital is either probably down here in Roanoke would be the closest hospital. We're over here. So that is $20 minutes away. Not too bad. All right. Now, the next big question, of course, is what can you do with this property? Now, I know a lot of people are looking for more rural properties because they want the affordable prices. They want to be away from crowds, have a little more space and privacy, but you also probably don't want to be heavily restricted. So this property is not in an HOA. You don't have any of those additional layers of private restrictions telling you what you can do. And we are also in a part of the county that has fairly open zoning. So according to our research, it's zoned AR, that's sort of the agricultural residential zoning. And it does allow for a number of recreational and residential uses. So here we can see, I pulled up the zoning ordinance. And just for reference, R on this table is by right. S means you need a special use permit, or MS, minor special use permit. All right. So in terms of agriculture, it is zoned agricultural rural. So there are a lot of agricultural uses that would be allowed, like agribusiness, agricultural research, forestry, all of this. Now the lot is 0.76 acres, so it would be a little small for like full-on agricultural uses, but potentially if you wanted to do some kind of a little bit of homesteading, grow some food to offset your grocery costs, it is allowed under the zoning ordinance here. So greenhouses are allowed too. So it's a horse barn, and that property might be a little small for that, but you can see that also livestock are allowed. So as I said, if you did want to do a little bit of homesteading, that does appear to be allowed under this zoning ordinance. And recreational uses are allowed as well. With a special use permit, you can do archery. An indoor archery range, though, is allowed by right. And there are a lot of other recreational uses that are allowed with special use permit, like commercial ATV trails. Again, this property is a little small for that, but corn maze, day camp, an outdoor firing range with a special use permit. So, there are a number of recreational uses that you could apply for here. The main one, though, of course, is residential, because I'm sure most people who want to build on this lot would be looking to put a home on it. So the nice thing about this zoning ordinances, or this zoning designation, is it does allow manufactured homes as well as traditional stick-built homes. Great thing about some of these more rural counties, I know more and more areas are limiting manufactured homes, which are, of course, one of the most affordable ways to become a homeowner. So in this area, you can put on a manufactured home. And that's the main thing here. You also are allowed some accessory structures, like guest houses with a special use permit. So that's all great. You have a lot of leeway on this property to use it as you would like. Okay. And a few other quick notes. Now, I should say, I do always recommend that you confirm all of this zoning information with the county, because they are, of course, the ultimate authority on what you can and can't do with the property. So one thing that we implemented a little bit ago to help people who want to do additional due diligence with their properties, because again, buying land, you do want to make sure that you have done all your research and you know that it'll work for you. So we actually implemented a hold feature on our website so that you can take up to 8 days to make all the calls you need to make, whether that's to the county, to us. You can also go visit the property, do what you need to do. You have a little over a week to do that, and the property will be off market. So no one can take it from you while you are getting all the information that you need to make an informed decision. It is $50 for 2 days. Like I said, you can hold for up to 8 days at a time. And it's a quick automated checkout process. When you go through that, it'll take the property off market. No one else can buy it while you're doing your research. Another thing, and we're actually updating this right now, but if you hold the property, do your research, and then decide that this property isn't the right fit for you, or maybe you need a little more time to put funds together, that hold fee would be applied to the purchase price of any property you decide to buy, as long as you buy within 90 days. So you do have 3 months in order to buy a property and make sure that that hold fee is applied to your purchase. Right. Speaking of visiting the property, you're more than welcome to visit the property at any time. You don't need to ask for permission, but of course, you're more than welcome to give us a call to go over any questions you might have before you go out. If you did want to visit the property, we have a link to the GPS coordinates on our listing page, so you can just click those to get directions. Now, one other thing I did want to do before we get into price and all the really important stuff like owner financing is go over quickly some of the due diligence checks that we do, online due diligence checks that we do before we buy any property. Because it does tell you some important things that are really good to know, especially if you want to build on a property. So this is the software we use to do our initial due diligence on every property. And I'm going to pull it up here so we can take a look at it. Okay, so we can quickly scroll out and just look at the nearby cities. As I mentioned, there are a number of small towns nearby, and we went over, the amenities that are in the nearby vicinity earlier. Now, this area is pretty flat, so that's a good sign for construction. You can see that there's not much in the way of slope based on the contour lines, and the elevation's about 60 feet here. So if you do get elevation sickness, you don't have to worry. It is also not in a special hazard flood zone, so you don't have to worry about flood insurance, additional building regulations, all of that. It does appear like there's Starlink available in the area for internet. And actually, let me check. So in this area, water and sewer would be well and septic. According to our seller, there may actually be a well already on the property, but we couldn't confirm that. So it might be a good idea to assume you'd have to drill a new well. There is an aquifer in this area. That's what this layer is saying. And of course, there are a number of homes right nearby, so that's a good sign for being able to get a well and septic in. There are also no wetlands nearby, so that's also really great. And wetlands can make building very difficult. And in terms of soils, we have the same soil type that you see on the nearby homes. And we look for that because it tells us that there's a good chance that the soils would support a septic system because they have supported a septic system on nearby homes. We can pull up the soil report for a little more information. All right, and the CAP score is 3, which is a pretty decent CAP score, both for, the CAP score is mainly for agricultural capacity, but it is also a good sort of brief rule of thumb in terms of whether the soils are good for septic or not. And 3 is a pretty good score. All right. Okay, so let's get to the important part, the price and owner financing. But before we do that, I should introduce myself. So my name is Erica. I have a company that sells affordable vacant land. And our mission is to help people across the country become landowners and build their own version of the American dream. We've been around for 7 years, and we've helped close to 700 people become landowners. Now, I'm not a real estate agent. I only sell properties that my company owns. That's why we're able to offer owner financing on all of our lots. We do have 106 lots available right now. Many of them are in North Carolina. So if North Carolina is your state, you can check out all the other listings at land.gocap.com. Almost all of them do come with owner financing as well. But this particular property that we're looking at today is number 731 on our listing page. It's the property on Burgwin Street in Northampton County. And I will note, this number here is our internal numbering system. You can use it to find the property on our website, but don't use that when doing your research with the county. If the official assessor's parcel number is right here. All right. Just want to be clear on that. Okay. So this property we do have priced at $15,997 plus the dock fee. And as I said, we do offer owner financing as well. Now, you're not going to see set terms for owner financing on our website, and that is because we do like to tailor our terms to meet the needs of each individual buyer. So we want to make sure that the terms are affordable for you. So if you are interested in owner financing, please reach out to us and let us know what kind of down payment and monthly payment you think will work for your budget. Just keep in mind when you're thinking about your budget that the higher the down payment, the lower the interest rate we can provide. But if you did want to reach out, either to discuss owner financing or ask any questions about this lot or any of our lots, or maybe even have us go through what you're looking for and pick out a few lots that we think would be the best fit for you, you can book a call. Just click Contact Us at the top of the listing page or go to book.gocap.com. All right. Now, I do want to be upfront about one thing when it comes to owner financing. We do say there's no building on or living on the property until the end of the loan term. This is for liability reasons, but you can use the property for recreational uses as long as you're in compliance with all local rules and regulations. And we don't have a prepayment penalty. So you're actually able to pay off the loan at any time and get started building once you're ready. If you pay off early, you save on interest, but we do reward you with cash back as a thank you for paying off early. So if you pay off in 6 months, you'll get 5% cash back on the purchase price. And if you pay off in 12 months, you'll get 2.5% cash back on the purchase price. So you save on interest, get some money back, and you're able to get started building. And what many people do, or some people do, if they are looking to build fairly soon, is they get everything in order. They go get a construction loan from a bank, and they use that to pay off the owner financing loan. Now, another concern that we have heard from especially first-time buyers is that land can be a little bit intimidating. There are more things you need to think about. So sometimes people are concerned that they're not going to get a property that really works for them. And to help solve this, we created a 365-day land exchange guarantee. In the first year, when you're financing with us, you are able to exchange the property for another one in our inventory anytime during that first year. You just need to pay another doc fee. So if you purchase a property and then find out for whatever reason it doesn't work for you, or you see a property come into our inventory that you think is just like absolutely perfect, you can exchange the property you're currently financing for a new one. You just pay the new doc fee, and then everything rolls over into that new property. You keep moving forward, and you know that you're getting a property that really works for you. We also put together a landowner success bundle. We took a couple months to do this. It's a set of 9 bonuses that are designed to help you get the most from your land. And these come free with every purchase. They include monthly landowner Q&A calls with me. So after you purchase, if you do find that there are a number of things you didn't think about before that you want some help with, you can join those calls and get help. We do also offer a complimentary vacation voucher valid for a 3-night hotel stay in one of over 50 global locations, along with a hotel savings card that has a $500 value that can buy down the price of hotels in over 1 million hotels around the country. And similar, we have a restaurant savings card that's $200 that can buy off meals in various restaurants. And we give these as a way to offset the cost of maybe a move or a visit to the property or just a vacation to celebrate land ownership. Every purchase also comes with a free 30-minute architectural consultation for anyone who's interested in building, because I do have a background in architecture, so we can go over next steps, things you might need to think about if you wanted to build on the property. Finally, you'll also get our homesteading guide, building and zoning guide, post-closing checklist, and neighbor lookup tutorial. And again, all 9 of these bonuses come free with every purchase. You get them when the deed's recorded, so that's either upfront with a cash purchase or at the end of the loan term with owner financing. And of course, if you did want to talk more about owner financing, this property, next steps, or which property might work best for you, you can book a call at book.gocap.com. And you can find this property, which is number 731, at land.gocap.com. I do also want to highlight that we have a few free things that you might want to take advantage of. So we have a free land giveaway promotion that's coming up in 2 days on January 1st. As a way to get the word out about our company, we are giving away the lowest value property in our inventory. So if you want to participate, you can go to freelandgiveaway.com or go to our YouTube homepage, search Gokche Capital, and go down to Free Land Giveaway Promotion. There's a quick 2-minute video that covers everything you need to know. If you're also in the market for land and you are a little overwhelmed about all of the things you might need to think about in order to make sure you're getting a property that works for you, I do offer free land strategy calls. These will be with me. I'll cover the top checks that we go through whenever we buy a property. And you can book a call at call.gocap.com. That's for the free land strategy call. Other than that, my partner and I are also live every day at 5 p.m. Eastern. We review various listings. So if you want to come chat with us, look at interesting properties, or if you would like us to look at a property you're interested in purchasing for free, you can join any day at 5 p.m. Eastern and leave your property in the chat. So thank you for listening. And again, if you want to visit this property, it's number 731 at land.gocap.com.